Hi guys. So I have decided that it is time to get my financial ducks in a row this year. I'm 27, I'm a mommy, right? And I need to ensure that number one, my future is set, but most importantly for me, that my son's future is prepared for. And I've taken the time to sort of like look for a plan that I could follow to cover all of the important milestones that I want to cater for, like me retiring or my son going to university or just any random emergency that comes up and it needs money that I wouldn't necessarily just have laying around. So, on this quest for the perfect plan, I ended up deciding that Dave Ramsey's baby steps will be the perfect vehicle to get me to financial freedom. So, today's video, I will take you through the 7 baby steps, which you probably already know because who doesn't? But I will be specific as to what my goals will be in line with the baby steps. And these aren't set in stone. I do foresee myself changing them as I go. But the sake of just starting, I've come to some figures that I will be working towards. And I think another thing to note is that I'm not starting from like ground zero. I do have some money that's saved up in an emergency fund. I do already have a provident fund. I have a retirement annuity, and I have been on a debt payoff journey. But I'm sort of like doing this so I can have order and then sort of like take some things off as I complete them, like step by step. So, yeah, cool. I think let's get into the video and then I'm going to take you guys through the baby steps. So, baby step number one, Dave Ramsey says that you have to save 1,000 US dollars for your starter emergency fund. And this fund is meant to sort of like assist you in covering any unexpected expenses that may come your way, right? And it's small for a reason because I see a lot of people critiquing, like, what would 1,000 US dollars do as an emergency fund because it's so little, which is true, right? But it's little for a reason, right? It's sort of like big enough to assist in the event of an emergency, but it's also small enough to keep you unsettled while you are working through baby step number two, right? So I have converted this amount and sort of like rounded it up to like 20K, and that will be my baby step one starter emergency fund goal. 20K. Again, I do have some money laying around, so I'll just put some in there and cap it at 20K and then move on to baby step number two. Number two, which is to pay off all of your debts except your home loan or your mortgage, and you do this using the debt snowball method. So, what you do is you list all of your debts from smallest to largest, and then you focus on paying off the smallest debt first while you are making minimum payments on the rest of your debts. So, once you are done with like the smallest one, you close it off, cut the card, and then you move on to the next one until you sort of like get to the end or like the largest one. So I have paid off quite a lot of debt and I've closed some accounts sometime last year. I had a Mr. Price account, I had a Truworths account, Macro, Bash, and I paid all of those off and closed them. But I do still have a MobiCred account that has like 20K in there as a balance. I have an iMac that I bought from FNB Connect through FNB Connect, and that has like 16K in there. And then I have a Capfin loan, which I recently took out, and that's like 8K, right? So that's sort of like the debt that I have to pay off and then scratch to sort of like say I'm done with baby step number two, right? And again, when you're doing this, you want to put all of your energy and as much money as possible into this baby step because once you're done, then you move on to baby step number three and you start having like a sense of relief on this journey, right? Then baby step number three is to save 3 to 6 months of your expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. And this fund is supposed to provide you with like a financial cushion in case of an emergency. You lose your job, there's a pandemic, something happens. And how you arrive to this amount is you look at your budget and then you pick out everything that is an important expense that you would still want to cover in the case of an emergency, like you lose your job, for instance. And then you add that all up and you times it by 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, depending on what you are comfortable with. So Netflix is not important when you don't have a job, but your rent will be important and electricity will be important. And doing your hair or you doing your nails or you eating out is not so important when you don't have a job. But your kids' school fees will be important. So you look at all of those important expenses and then you add them together and then you times it by 3 for a 3 months emergency fund, you times by 4 for 4 months, 5 for 5 months, right? But this is really up to you, right? And you do have people who have like a full year worth of an emergency fund, but you kind of like do you here, right? I think for me, 200K would be enough for a 6 months emergency fund, and I'll be able to cover all of my important things in case I lose my job or there's another pandemic or whatever happens. And that's the whole point of an emergency fund. You never really know what happens. So you sort of like pray that nothing happens, but you are still prepared and have an emergency fund. And then when you're done, you move on to baby step number 4, which is to invest 15% of your income into retirement accounts. And this is you planning for your future now, right? Because you do not want to be a burden on your children. Have money for when you retire. Have a pension fund, have a provident fund, have a retirement annuity. Have a tax-free savings account to supplement your provident fund or whatever. Because the thing of black tax has to end with this generation. Let's just meet. Like, we cannot be expenses in our children's budgets because, wow. And I want my kids to know that they are forbidden from giving me money. Like, I don't want my kids to ever be in a position where they feel like they have to give me money because I'm gonna have my own money. I'm 27 and I have so much time and so many years to plan for my future, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if my kids want to spend money on me, they can do that, like pay for my trips, pay for my flight, take me on a vacation, but don't send me cash. Like, just don't do that. Thank you very much. Live your life, get a wife, get a husband, get kids, do whatever you want to do for your kids. But anyway, the minimum is 15%, and in South Africa you have 10% that is sort of like mandatory, like going out of your pay slip every single month into like a pension fund or a provident fund by your employer. So then you have to take care of the other 5%. So you take that 5% and you put it in like a tax-free savings account and use it to supplement your retirement, whatever vehicle that you're using. Or you put 5% into like a retirement annuity. I have a retirement annuity, but the minimum is 15%. But if you can do more, please, by all means, do more, right? And then when you're done, you sort of like, well, you never be done, but then you move on to baby step number 5, which is to save for your children's college fund or education or university, because it's never too early to start saving for their education. So with this, I have a goal of like 500,000, which my partner thinks it's a lot, but my son, like, he's only like 3, well, turning 3. Whether he wants to go to school or he's gonna wanna start a business, I think 500,000 is okay, and I have 15 years to put this together, right? Because he's 3 now. I think I'm gonna only hand it over to him when he's like 18. But I think 15 years is enough time to put together 500,000. I don't know. And then baby step number 6, then you pay off your home early. So other people actually say that you can use this money to invest instead of paying your home off, but I would prefer to pay my home off because the idea of it being mine is just fantastic to me. Like something that my son can call home, even though it's just like a 2-bedroom apartment in Midrand, like it's something. And my bond at the moment is like 780K. I've only had my house for like a few months, like literally less than a year, and I do make extra payments here and there. But I think at this point of the journey, you sort of like want to be very aggressive with the extra payments so you finish it off as soon as possible. My goal here is 10 years, but again, I think 10 years is too much considering how aggressive I will be with the extra payments. But 10 years is just, just to be safe and give me like some wiggle room. And then when you're done with that, you move on to baby step number 7, which is to build wealth, and you give generously, right? You enjoy the fruits of your labor and you make a positive impact on the world around you. And here you literally just do whatever you want. That's it. Like, have fun. Not to say that you haven't been having fun on the journey or that you haven't been enjoying your money, but here, have fun, right? Go all out, go on a vacation, give to charities, buy a car cash, imagine, right? Invest in property, expand your portfolio, but have fun and really enjoy your money because you have worked hard and you are at this point because you were disciplined and you sort of like chose to deny yourself certain things, and now you get to go all out. So those are my goals, and please comment down below which step you are on. Are you paying off your debt? Are you building an emergency fund? Or you're just going with the flow, which I think a lot of people are just going with the flow. But yeah, please comment down below, let me know, and thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see more of such videos. So yeah, I don't know if I should give you guys like a rundown again. So baby step number 1, 20k for me, that's a starter emergency. Baby step number 2, I have 20k to pay off MobiCred, which first baby step is going to take me a month, right? Because I already have money in there. Second baby step probably going to take me like, I'm just trying to be safe here. Let's say up until, let's say 3 months just to be safe. And then that's because I have to pay 20k, I have to pay like 16k and then 8k, right? Quite a lot of money. But I think I can get it done in like 3 months if I really, really focus. And then baby step number 3 is to put aside that fully funded emergency fund, which for me is 200k. I think I might need like 2 years for this or 3 years just to be safe. And then baby step number 4, 5, and 6, you do them at the same time, because 4 is to put that 15%, right? And you're going to be contributing to your retirement accounts up until the very end, right? Up until the last month before your retirement. So that's like a continuous thing. You will never be done. So put in that 15%. As your salary increases, it also increases, right? But it's like a forever thing. Baby step number 5 is your kids' education, right? And depending on your goal, that will drive how long that's going to take. But then you finish at some point. If your goal, like mine, is 500,000, when I reach 500,000, I'm done. That's what I'm going to contribute into that account, right? Obviously, like compound interest is going to do its thing, but yeah. And I'm giving myself 15 years for that, right? Up until my son is 18. Then whatever is in there is like, bro, see your life, you know? And then if you have more kids, obviously this is going to be more. If I have another kid, which I really hope I will anytime soon, then I'm going to have to double that, right? And work extra hard. But I'm not alone. My partner is also there, and we're going to do it together. And then baby step number 6 is to pay off your home, right? Which for me, I said 780k. I've only had my home for like, let's say, even if I say a year, that's still a lot, like a few months. But I really want to be very aggressive. I'm saying 10 years just to be safe, but I think 5 years must be my goal. In the next 5 years, I must have paid off that house, right? I don't know how long that's like, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but then 5 years is how much I'm giving myself. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll be done on this journey 10 years from now, but the good thing is that I'm going to take you guys with on the journey and document all of these things. When I'm done with baby step number 1, you will know. When I'm done with baby step number 2 and I'm debt free, I will come out here and let you guys know. But I'm still going to do like my Christian faith Bible study videos, but I really just want to be accountable. And I don't mind putting my finances out there. I really don't mind. I'm just like, it's not a big deal. But I feel like I have to do it so I can be held accountable, right? Like I said, I'm going to do this, and there are people who are expecting this, so put out the video. So I'm rambling now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one, which is pretty soon. And please, again, comment down below what you guys want to see, right? Give me like video ideas so I put out content that you actually want to see. But thank you guys again for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.